Hi. Thanks for clicking on our faces. We just watched Agatha All Along, episode 7, and we're here to talk about it with you guys. So it has been our trend to have a little news prior to the show. And unfortunately, I did not upload or create any thumbnails. So we just want to talk about a couple things that I heard through the grapevine. Okay.
Woo! Side two.
Grapevine.
So one bit of news is that, as we all know, Ryan Coogler is set to release his uh, period vampire movie. I want to say that's coming out in March of 2025. And it was just announced that Christopher Nolan, the movie that he has that will be starring Tom Holland, is also going to be a 1920s period piece vampire film. So it would seem that we have a trend going into 2025. Had Blade been released on time, he would have been, right alongside with the other vampires. But that seems to be the trend of 2025 now. It's like dark vampire period pieces. What do you guys think about that?
We got the click.
I don't know. I guess they're gonna sell a lot of fangs next year.
Love it. I love all of what Vic is saying. There's something about the 1920s. I can't explain why, but I've always had this interest in it. So I'm interested in seeing vampire 1920s, what they're gonna do here, because this is so when they do this, right? This is not like a silence movie or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay. No, I'm just interested in seeing where this goes. So I'm intrigued by it. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing where this goes.
All right. Well, and their second bit of news. So we all know that Disney loves a good live action remake. Hi. Thanks for being here. Oh, so it's a little spooky. We're in spooky seasons, Agatha, all along. I thought I'd give you a little haunting here with the context. But also, I was just on Slice of Horror on that channel earlier today. So check out Slice of Horror on YouTube because we were discussing more of the Penguin. But to get back into today's news, Disney, again, they're doing, it seems that they're going to be doing another live action version of Cinderella. But instead of focusing on Cinderella, it'll be focusing on Prince Charming. And it has been reported that Chris Hemsworth, again, our Thor, will be playing Prince Charming in this live action adaptation.
Oh man, it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, we got
That's
some
gonna be hilarious. I mean, listen, you know why? Because Thor is hilarious. If he does like a serious character or whatever, but if he's Prince Charming and he just starts acting a fool, that movie is gonna be hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's the only way to do it because I mean it's Prince Charming, like what do you? The whole movie's about Cinderella. Like I mean, Sleeping Beauty. That's Prince Charming, right? It's
Prince Charming. I want to say Cinderella.
It is.
Cinderella's Prince Charming. I'm pretty sure. Let us know in the chat, but I'm pretty sure it's Cinderella. But it looks like Jack, you don't seem to.
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. These live action shows or movies, whatever you want to call it, I just call it live action crap, and it has not delivered. And it's been terrible.
And I know because Genie. Stop hating.
No, I will not do no such thing. I will keep this going, keep this train going. A chew, a mother effing chew. No, they don't deliver in these live action things. They've tried Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and I thought Beauty and the Beast was actually pretty good, but still. And I never saw Little Mermaid, and I don't want to watch Little Mermaid because no. So I don't have high hopes about this. I think Chris Hemsworth, as you said, he's Prince Charming or the Prince or whatever. I'm pretty sure he's going to do a great job. I give that to him because he's actually a funny dude. I give that. But no, I don't want to see it at all. No, please don't do that.
I have reservations as well, but it's for a different reason. I feel as if I'm just tired of them casting the same actors. Like if it wasn't Chris Hemsworth, it was going to be Chris Pratt or Chris Evans or whoever else. It's like we got plenty of actors.
Whatever Chris was available.
Yeah, whatever Chris was available. But shout out to the chat. We got 30 of you guys in here so far. Thanks for being here. Let's get into a couple of these comments before we get into the show. Let's see. TG, thanks for being here. Stevie J, R.I.P. Lilia. I love this episode, and the death reveal was cool. Yeah, she definitely had like a really cool, death. If she had to go, she went out with style. Let's see, TG. So, is Cinderella remake is going to be an action movie?
Nah, yo.
It's going to be a live action, and it might be action.
That would be cool.
Who's the guy who does the explosions? I forget his name. He does the oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. It's gonna hit me when it doesn't even matter. But that's who I think should direct this movie. But go ahead.
So I love the Little Mermaid remake. Okay, all right. So see, we got some fans of the live actions.
And TJ, I would ask TG. You said that that was you love that. So is that something you recommend? Because I would give that a shot if you're telling me, hey, that was an actual decent movie.
Let us know.
Michael Bay is his name. Absolutely. TG put Bay, but it's Michael Bay. I would hope Michael Bay directed the movie. I forgot what we were talking about, and something with explosives, because that's all he does. It's just random explosives and a Linkin Park song at the end of the song, at the movie.
Right now, I don't think there's a director associated with him. I could be wrong. I'll have to look more into it. But yeah, there's going to be a live action Prince Charming. But let's get into the episode. Again, thanks you all for clicking on our faces. We're going straight into the episode of episode 7, Agatha All Along. And it's going to be full spoilers. You may have already saw a spoiler in the comments. So just know this is an after show. So we go into full spoilers. But opening up, we see our girl Lilia. She's, falling through the abyss. And she's decked out in her Glinda the Good Witch gear. And I thought it was interesting, this shot, how it had like the all black. It was like, we don't know what she's falling into at this point. But we also catch up with, I keep wanting to call him Teen because that's how we know him in the show up until like.
That seems fair, Teen.
But honestly, it kind of hinted, or not even hinted, he pretty much flat asked the question later in the episode. So I think he doesn't even know what he is. So we can call him Teen if he don't know if he's Billy or William. Teen seems to be the only name we can agree on. But when they're on the road, and pretty much they were talking about how he's been leaning on Agatha's experience so far, but it seems that he's starting to doubt if she's ever been on the road before, which is interesting because she kind of does lie sometimes, right? So it could be possible that she's never been on the road. I don't know how that would kind of rectify itself later in the season, but I think that was interesting. That was just a line that I caught on to there, and I was like, maybe has she been on the road before? Was it all a lie?
I mean, wait a minute. The kid knows that he's Billy, right? And Agatha in WandaVision lied significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she lied about a ton of things. Mm-hmm. So that's probably how he remembers it.
About as a liar?
Yeah.
I guess, Chad,
because he's coming out of nowhere like, oh, listen, I'm this person now.
Mm-hmm. Well, we see later in the episode, not to skip ahead, but he asked the question specifically, am I William or am I Billy? And in this scene, Agatha asked him something about his mother, referring to Wanda. Mm-hmm. And he said, she's not my mother. I already have a mother, or something like that. So I'm like, he's going through like this crisis of identity, it seems. But yeah, they do see in the distance the trial ahead. So it looks like this distant tower, very spooky. And when they get in there, we have the outfit change. And this is one of my favorite outfit changes of the season. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but fantastic.
I thought it was cool. I mean, and it kind of goes back to, I forget what episode it was, but there was an episode where a lot of the witches were like, almost like this is a stereotype on witches and stuff like that. And I felt like it went back to that, where you have Agatha, she's the Green Witch. You have Teen, he is, was it Magnificent? I want to say. I always pronounce it. Yes. So I thought it was kind of cool to touch back on that. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I thought it was interesting how she made fun of him. She was like, "Hey, man, you're enjoying that way too much." And he was like, "Yo," he was saying something like, "If the jawline fits," and I'm just like, "Yo, where did this guy come from?" You know what I mean?
What I like about it, I like that she mentioned in that scene that, oh, the Wicked Witch of the West was based on me, right? Like she's always trying to
She lies a lot. That's probably bull.
Oh, I didn't think about it, but maybe it
Well, hold
is.
on. What'd you say, Big Vic? What was that?
She lies a lot. You know what I mean? She's the type of person to be like, "Yo, listen, I'm this. I'm the big." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like she lies a lot, and I mean, and it's on brand for her.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think she lies a lot, but I think there's some truth to some of the things that she says. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like even every liar knows how to tell some truth. Look at Donald Trump.
You know, I mean, not for nothing. I didn't like how when Vic said all that, he looked in my direction.
Yeah.
But let's get into some of these comments here. We got Stevie. I still think Agatha will die in the finale. She will get the kiss of death from Rio and become a ghost.
That's interesting.
Ooh.
Very intriguing.
I hope she doesn't die because I love Agatha. Like, all of her morally gray characteristics be damned, right? But I'm still very curious as to what's going on with their son, Nicholas Scratch. I feel like we haven't, got that information yet. So I'm hoping over these next 2 episodes, if she does die, we get some clarity on that. I hope it's just not like
she dies though. I mean, if I could just throw my name in the hat about this, I don't think she dies. I do think we do get some answers in the next, because we got 2 more episodes right next week. I do believe we get answers, but I don't think she dies.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that there's something to this title, and I think that next week there's going to be some type of major reveal about Agatha, because in this episode, Agatha was an afterthought.
Okay, yeah, she had
pointed out. Yeah, that's a good point.
It wasn't really. She was giving like supporting actress energy in this, if that's the right term, you know what I mean, in this episode.
She is going to come back to haunt them. Also, I love the outfits. Not a fan of the green look, but good enough. Mark C. Rio is death, right? And actually, confirmed that. Like we've been speculating it for a long time.
I feel like you was calling that. Matter of fact, when that part came up, and I know we'll talk about it when we get to that part, but I feel like that was something you was calling off for rip when it came down to talking about
when they gave this hint here with the cards. Where is it at? Right here. I was like, yeah, that's that.
I want to say one see the superior. You was calling that.
Wow.
And also, just to go back on it, like the cards that we see,
sure,
to confirm like what it is that we saw. Like we clearly know now that Lilia is the Queen of Cups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of callback here.
Sure,
that's true. Wow, and we spoke about that early in the thing.
Yeah,
somebody joining us. Who's that?
I don't know.
But let's continue with the episode. Where were we? Where's my slides here? We have not Rio, Lilia. She finds Wiccan's grimoire, like his spell book, underneath the witch's robe. Finally.
Right.
And hold on, we also see here when Lilia finally catches up to the team, it was like, hold on, there's an echo. Do you guys hear an echo?
No.
Sorry, hold on. Live show, everyone. Live show. But let me get back,
folks. I can mute myself because I don't know if it's my end,
but we see here we have our crew, our Agatha and team.
Mm-hmm.
They're attempting to read tarot in this episode, and they're doing a horrible job. Team doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Agatha is very antagonistic. She's kind of almost like sabotaging. I don't know what her deal is.
Honestly, I found that interesting because her take on it was just, this is all BS. Like tarot cards are all BS, and it just comes up, and it's just something that people use to make people feel good or feel bad. That was pretty much like her take on it, and a lot of people feel that way. So the fact that she, of all people, said that, I found that interesting. Yeah, I just found that whole thing interesting as far as the tarot cards, because like I know people that read tarot cards, and then some people get really into it, and some people just like, oh, let's see what it says, like a fortune cookie. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I really thought that part of it was interesting to hear that from a witch, of all people.
I like that she's so like antagonistic. Like I like read a little bit of tarot, so I like that they kind of touched on that in the show. And I also like that when we get Lilia, she really knew what she was doing. Like she was breaking it down, like all the way down, right? She's like an old school witch. She's hundreds of years old. So she's got like all of the skills to pay the bills. But when we get back to Lilia, we see that this is, again, not only is she our this is not only the flashback of what we had in the previous episodes. I think I still have the clip here. We were kind of speculating who this young girl was. We're like, is it a family member? Is it Lilia when she was young? But it's confirmed this episode that it is in fact Lilia as a young girl. And she is seated at a table with this other witch, and this is like her mentor way back in the day. And this witch is the real witch. I think it was something in the scene when I think she asked, the older witch asks Lilia, oh, well, how long have you been alive? And Lilia says, centuries, right? And she gonna say, oh, that's a long time for you. I'm like, oh, so how old are you, man? Like, what's your real age? If that's not, long for you. But I thought that was really interesting. So we see that she's been studying witchcraft since she herself was a really young girl. And again, she's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. So when she comes and reads the cards, she knows what she's doing.
But wait a minute. You know what, though? The one thing that I found interesting about that was that she pretty much revealed that the tarot cards were just a safe space. And she never really got that far into being a witch or studying certain things that, you know what I mean? Because she was afraid of death. She's afraid of death for centuries. So now she was like, she imprisoned herself into just reading tarot cards and not expanding.
Yeah, she did mention also that she's not that good at reading tea leaves, and like it seems kind of
something that she started learning as a little girl. As an old lady, she should be a master.
But we also see here that because this episode was different than the others because it does have like a lot of flashbacks, flash forwards, because we're seeing things through the eyes of Lilia, who is not bound to time, right? She's going in and out of time. So while Lilia and Jennifer were underneath the road still, they were giving two options, right, to which route to follow. And I thought this was interesting because they could have left the road if they went to the right, or they could remain on the road to find Agatha and Teen if they went to the left. Now, something about this train is I don't know if this links into anything else in the Marvel universe. But again, with it being like two separate paths, one leading to safety, one leading deeper down into the road, it's like it's very symbolic of like maybe an afterlife, or they in purgatory, and like they could either go to heaven or hell, or deeper into things, versus like a kind of a release through the train. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I'm not sure what this train is. I feel like it probably links to something else in the MCU, but again, it's not.
I'll tell you one thing. It's not a New York train.
Definitely not New York. No, definitely not New York. But what's that? I'm trying to like zoom in on it with my eyes, but it seems like there's some kind of sticker or something on the side of the train.
That's the way of saying this.
You have no idea how hilarious that is when you make a close up with those contacts on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yo, that was crazy just now. You gotta watch that, man.
There's 40. You could have definitely zoomed in on it. All you had to do is like, and you would have zoomed in even deeper on that.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, if you're watching the playback, zoom in on this train and see what that sticker says, because I feel like that could be a little clue, a little Easter egg.
Definitely not a Queens-friendly train at all. I can already tell you.
Not a New York train. Doubly confirmed, not a New York train. We got 40 you guys.
But I do think it's something linked to the MCU. I just don't know what though exactly. But I do feel like it's something linked to it.
Does anyone remember what the next series is set on the schedule for Disney Plus? Maybe it's something linking to that, perhaps.
Probably.
So if I'm correct, I feel like the next thing that if I can just cheap plug here for us, we will be reviewing Daredevil when it comes out in March of next year, and I'm excited to review that show. But I don't think it has anything to do with Daredevil. Because Daredevil is not a magic-based show.
But I personally think they're just going to pull something out of their asses because we're in the middle of
see anything come out of anyone's ass.
You know what I mean, man? Why you got it? Where's the corn?
Anyway, so let's get into some of these comments here, guys. We got Mark C. We said, so the Salem 7 are dead. No, are they? Like, they're definitely creepy.
That's interesting.
Earlier in earlier episodes, I want to say it was like 2 episodes ago, they did say that they were the surviving children of Agatha's victims. So I don't know if they're dead or maybe they were surviving at the time and then years have gone by. Who knows? But Marcy Agatha said she likes the bad ones. Oh yeah, she got a thing for death. Rio, the bad boys.
Facts.
TG, she's about 20 years old. She's an old broad, right? She's got a lot of experience, that Lilia.
That was my elementary school teacher.
2,000 years old. That's wild.
Left is always a coup, trust me. All right, Christian Garcia, thanks for being here. The Rio reveal was so good. Haunting even. Lilia, she was so happy. It was great.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm interested in the chat here. How many of you already off rip knew that Rio was deaf? Because once again, I wanted to give you your flowers here, Cedar Superior, because you was calling it from the get, like, yo, I think Rio is deaf. But I'm just interested in you guys in the chat, like, how many of you guys already knew that she was deaf?
Let us know if you were surprised. Honestly, by the time we get to this episode, I feel as if this reveal had already kind of been alluded to so much in the series that it didn't do as much. It wasn't like a oh my god moment for me, because it seemed like they were hinting at it so heavily throughout most of the episodes. But still, to see the actual like Rio in her death ensemble, if you will, it was awesome. I did enjoy it.
Love all of that. All I'm saying is, if that came through my door, I'd be like, absolutely.
But we do see that Lilia, again, she starts to read the cards. She has Teen. The only thing is that was messing him up and was also leading to more swords falling to the ground, was because she assumed that the questions were for Teen, like the subject was Teen. And it turns out, because it's her trial, she was the subject. So though she was reading his tarot correctly, it was coming in as incorrect because he was the wrong subject. But I did think it was interesting that following his reading, she did mention that last card she pulled, she said there will be a reunion for him. So it's going to be, he might find Tommy at the end of the episode. I'm sorry, end of the season. Or what kind of reunion would it be? Because do you guys think we're going to see Tommy at the end of this season? Let us know in the chat.
I think we have to. I honestly think we have to. We have to get to that point, and they have to showcase him at the end. So
okay.
I do think that we do get. I mean, to answer your question, I'm sorry, long-winded, but yeah, I do think we do see him.
What about you, Vic?
Tommy or Wanda or Vision? Maybe Vision.
I want to see. Maybe Vision. Maybe, but I feel like that he's getting his own series.
Exactly. So if that series comes out after this, then they're gonna leave the cliffhanger with him somehow. That's what I think.
I do think we get a Vision. I do think we get Vision, not Wanda. I think they've been teasing Wanda as much. Even something in this episode where and I'll give you the floor, see the superior, but like there's a spot where what's his name? Tommy, he asked a question to Agatha, like, oh, is she alive? She's like, no, maybe, I don't know, and all this stuff. So
Wanda.
Yes. Absolutely.
So I don't know what the reunion could be. I don't know if it's going to be maybe a reunion where I don't think it would be something as simple as we're reunited with everyone who died on the road, like Mrs. Hart and everything else. I don't think it's going to be that simple.
We do want that from us.
I don't feel like it's going to be Wanda. I don't think. If anything, if Wanda comes back, it will be during Vision Quest. I feel like it may be more impactful there. Would it be Tommy? Have they casted Tommy? I don't know. Or maybe it could be something as simple as reuniting with William, his spirit or something. I don't know. But
we got I'm sorry.
You never know.
What do you got, Big Rick? I'm sorry. What did you have, son?
Because look, you remember how the speedster from the X-Men movie showed up in one yeah, and then he shows up scared of everything in this show. I think it was the last episode or 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I got a feeling it's just going to be some type of snippet where everybody's like, oh snap, what's coming next? Well, I really do. And the reason I mention him is because he showed up out of nowhere because of his character. Right? Okay. And he was like the brother and all of that, but he just showed up out of nowhere because of his character. So there might be something straight out of left field, and like you mentioned in the beginning, it might be Daredevil. It might be a little
way Daredevil go get.
You never know.
Daredevil was already in She-Hulk. They're not about to bring him back for this. But let's get
it. And real quick, if I can say
about She-Hulk,
I know that you talked about Daredevil on when we did Superman and Lois, but I think it was really, really cool that when they did I don't know if you guys saw the trailer, but when the trailer they had Daredevil and he was looking at all these masks, and one of them was the yellow one that he wore for She-Hulk. I thought that was cool. So he's not putting that in the main one. I just wanted to throw that out there.
What is the second episode of She-Hulk?
Let's keep back to the show and back into the comments here. We have Christian. We already seen that comment. Thank you so much. Devon, am I saying that right? Death being the circle of life, Green Witch was masterful. Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that. The creation, the Green Witch, and also being Death. Mark C. Remember, Lady Death is Thanos' wife. Yeah, in the comics, he's got a thing for her, and then she also has a thing for Deadpool. It's Nick, Agatha's son. Oh, what do you think that the reunion is going to be with Nick? But no, that wouldn't be a reunion for Teen because he hasn't met.
Wait a minute, hold up. That boy that he was making out with.
His name was Nick.
Yeah.
His name Nick?
I don't think so.
No, it's not Nick. I think he's talking about Nicholas Scratch. Let us know you're talking about Nicholas Scratch, Mark.
Just to be sure.
We're going to hear Tommy's voice because they haven't casted him yet. Oh, okay. So yeah, I thought so.
I appreciate that input there. Thank you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Wanda comes back from Doctor Doom. Bring her back in the comics. Okay, so yeah, that's why I don't feel like Wanda's coming back this show because Doctor Doom hasn't even been introduced.
I mean, I do ask you guys and you guys in the chat as well, but did anyone really think that Wanda was dead? Because I never thought that she was dead at all.
I don't think so because I'm not sure. Now that I think about it, it doesn't make sense to kill her off. And like, if you don't see the body, we didn't really see about. We saw a woman with red hair underneath that. We didn't see a full face. Like, yes.
If you could highlight real quick, see the superior Mark. See, I feel like to answer your question, he was saying yes, it's about Nicholas Scratch. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into a few more comments before we get back into the show. All right. Devon, thanks so much. I think the road is a trick. And at the end, what everyone was missing was a place of belonging. And their prize will be what the lessons they learned on the way. The road doesn't literally give you what you want. Okay, so you feel like, the prizes, the friends we made along the way kind of thing. Okay, I don't know. I feel like if it doesn't give you what you want, then what is the point? Like I could have made friends. I could have did all of this back at home. I didn't have to be down here risking my life.
Right.
But I always say we don't think Wanda is dead. And hey, Brian, thank you so much for being here. Just saw the show. I found the episode frustrating. The episodes need to be an hour long. It's too little for a weekly wait. So for me, I'm on the East Coast, so this show come on at 9 o'clock. We do these after shows at 10 something. If it was any longer, we would be on here till midnight, and nobody's trying to do that.
You know what though? I feel what they're saying because they put a lot into one episode.
Yeah, They definitely pack you full of stuff.
I think that being short is good for you to just watch.
Everyone know, you guys know how I feel about these hour-long shows. I mean, we had a chat, and I immediately complained. I said, why is this so long? Look, I get that they want to flush out their universe. Cool, great. I get that. Respected. But when you are a content creator and you're trying to go on right after, I like sleep, guys.
Yeah, me too. Sleep, here. Like the video if you like sleep. If you don't like it.
We love to talk about, just to throw it out here real quick, we love to talk about it with you guys, but we're for sleep.
But to bring it back to the episode, again, once Lilia was able to question herself as the subject and read her own cards, that's when she successfully beat the trial, and everyone else left, but she stayed behind in order to take on the Salem Seven, who reappeared again this episode. And all props to the character designers of the Salem Seven. They look fantastic. I do wish that they were more formidable than what we've seen, because they just seem spooky, right? But spooky, but not really doing much. Like, what is it? There hasn't been anything that we've seen that would make them formidable. They haven't even been able to take out one person, right? So I think that visually they're really cool. They add a lot of visual to the show and like a little bit of spook, but they are incompetent. They are not good at their job. They those need to, show up and be like, I'll just do it. I'll just do it myself. Because they not doing nothing. Because Lilia, she was able to turn the tables, turn the card, reverse the tower, and everyone falls. Everyone falls onto the swords, including Lilia, which brings us back to the intro shot of her falling to her death. But again, this is a happy period for her. She embraces her death. Not necessarily happy, but she embraces it.
Honestly, like that picture actually speaks loud to me. I mean, me and Caesar Superior, we've played Mario Party. She's robbed me multiple times, but that's literally how I feel when my star get robbed. Me sitting there with my hands in the air, confused about what happened there.
I am the Mario Party champion. If you guys don't know that in the chat now, you know. But let's get into our thoughts on that. So what did you guys think of this episode? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Big Vic, what do you got, sir?
I think that this entire episode was about Lilia. I think that, like I said before, Agatha was giving supporting actress energy in this show. And we got a lot of information about this witch. By the end of it, we saw her again as a little girl, and it kind of like if she was starting over, which was interesting to me because they put her back with the Don Corleone witch.
Her teacher.
Yeah, because that teacher was straight up giving like Godfather energy. He was just like straight, like I don't know, but what I found interesting was just that kind of like they went back to the beginning after she died, which was weird. Or is it like a space where you go to continue your training after you die? Like this whole thing with the multiverse, They're just pulling characters out of nowhere, right? And mind you, here's the truth. I wouldn't be surprised if the next episode, Doctor Strange shows up. And he's like, oh,
wow.
Wanda's here because I killed her in the movie. And then, you know, the girl with the America girl, and she might show up. Okay. You never know.
I believe Doctor Strange before I believe Daredevil. If any cameo happens.
If I have to pick between the two, yeah, I would do Strange.
Wouldn't not be surprised if all of a sudden you see some circles coming out and then one.
Oh, it's going to be Wong. It's not going to be. It's going to be Wong. Wong always shows up at things.
Wong is great. I don't know how much you guys appreciate Wong. I think he was the savior for She-Hulk. So great that we got to see Wong. We need more Wong. I'm a Wonger. So
what do you think he became
what I think about this episode, I think there was a lot of things where like you really had to pay attention to, and I feel like there was things that I missed. But I thought the episode was fine. I thought the episode was fine for what it was. So yeah, I'm excited to be reviewing the next 2 episodes. I know we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it off air, but like I look forward to talking about the next 2 episodes of Agatha All Along, because I part of me was getting ready to say WandaVision just because it's still in that universe.
But let's get into a couple of these comments before we end the show. Let me see here. What am I missing? Who did we not read yet?
I don't think we were O'Brien's game night. Okay, we might have.
What they are missing is purpose. Lily's purpose was death. Teen was unlocking his identity. Alice was closure. Maybe I'm reading too deep. I could see that. I can definitely see some of this stuff makes sense to me. So if they're unlocking their purpose, what would Jennifer's purpose be? Because she's still remaining now. Unless here's the thing. In the last episode, they did say that those two, Lilia and Jennifer, didn't make it, right? And when you're cast off of the road, which they were, Agatha said, oh, well, that's something that, that can't happen, which is why they tried to pull Mrs. Hart out of it. And it made it seem as if you get tossed off the road that you die. So is it like some sort of like, foreshadowing? Is Jennifer going to die also? Is she already dead? Like, I would be interested to find that out in the next episode. But let's get into Brian's comment. Brian, we only have Billy's trial left. Oh, yeah, he's the last one. And TG Godfather Energy, my goodness, I hope there's no heads on any beds, no horse heads. Brian, no one is showing up. There was a very small budget. Oh, you're right. They did mention how it's one of the smallest budgets. So possibly there might not be any cameos. You're right. They got to spend it all on Rio. Deanna, I liked the episode. Awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Next episode is the history of Rio. Branches were green after the trial. Oh, I didn't catch that. Well, we do need more information on Rio before the show ends. Definitely. We don't get, all we get is the reveal that she's dead, but we don't really get like, what her connection is with Agatha beyond, their clear romance, but how did that transpire? So yeah, and also we need some closure for Teen, and they got a lot to cover in 2 episodes. But as always, we'll be covering it immediately after the show. Check out our channels for any announcements of how we'll be breaking down those episodes, because being that they're all it's going to be playing 2 episodes at the same time. Let us know if you would prefer us to do both episodes just a little later, same night, or if you would rather us do episode 8 one night and then episode 9 after. But yeah, let us know in the chat. And thanks for watching. Please like the video if you liked the video. And join us next week for some more Agatha All Along. And see you later.
Whoa. One before, because we're getting ready to close. But I do want to throw out here that not only do we do Agatha All Along, and we're getting ready to end it all next week, but we're going to be doing Superman and Lois. And then City Superior, you be reviewing The Penguin. I think you should advertise a bit. Please advertise that, madam.
The whole schedule, we have Wednesdays are Agatha All Along. Tuesdays are Superman and Lois. We review that show on Tuesdays. And Mondays, I discuss the Penguins. So, join us for all 3 of those days. But it looks like we got plan A. So y'all want us to do them back to back, huh? Y'all want to hear late night? Okay. You stay safe as well. I think you need to do them both. Okay. All right.
Everybody want to talk about it when it just came out.
All right, okay, but y'all better tune in because it's going to be later. Because if the show is 2 episodes, they already started now.
I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm going to let you guys know that if I have a fireball, I'm going to be up. So you guys better be up. We're going to talk about one Agatha all along. We're going to end it off with episode, was it 9 and 10? I forget how many episodes all along. But we're going to be here. You should be here. It's going to be a great time. That's all I got.
Bye. Thanks for being here. See ya.